up that I have opened up your mic, so jump in whenever you want to, because the water's warm.
You?
Oh, no, you
Hello?
don't have to mute. Hello, how are you?
Good.
Oh, Ollie! Or is that
Yeah.
Naya?
It's Naya.
Oh,
Wow,
Naya.
hi.
Welcome,
Hi.
sister, little sister. Do you want to share something with us?
Yes, yesterday I was at school and my teachers kept on pulling me out of class, like one grade 3-4 teacher and another one, I can't remember her name, but she pulled me out of gym, and they're mental health, and they wrote down whatever I was saying, and I thought it was suspicious, so I told my grandma when I got home, and she got sort of like upset. So they keep on pulling me out of class sometimes, and it kind of makes me like feel weird and stuff like that. I don't like when they pull me out. Kind of is. They keep on taking notes, like, yeah.
Well, that's where we step in. Maybe it's, wow, what can we be doing to help you? Rod, did you get that Judge Anna Von Rice link by any chance?
They, whenever, when I was talking, wasn't the grade 3-4 teacher, she kept on asking questions about Ollie, and, like, she kept on asking questions about him when he doesn't even go to the school. But I said no, and then she just told me I better tell her about him, and then I just had to tell her because she was scaring me and bullying me into telling her and stuff like that.
They're trying to scare you, but yeah, don't let them scare you, because you are so much more than they are.
They can't do anything to you at all. They just try to scare you. Yeah, they can't do anything to you. You're a lot stronger than You're a lot stronger than you think you are. That's for sure.
And you're a lot more than they are, because you know who you are.
And the other thing is, you are most likely telling the truth, because why would you lie? And so the truth is that Ollie's doing fantastic, right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
So
I get bullied at school a lot, though. Like, I don't know why, but.
And is it something you want to continue doing? Are you enjoying being in school, or would you like another option?
I would like another option because, well, I'd like to stay away from school and be homeschooled instead of just being there, because they're just going to keep on pulling me out of classrooms and bullying me and telling me what to tell them and information about myself and stuff like that. Because I know that I'm a real human being and I'm not like something else. I'm just like something that I can be, instead of not just telling everybody what my personal information is.
You're not a piece of paper.
That's right. Oh, this is fantastic. I'm so glad that you've come and shared this with us, because it's important for all children to recognize they are their own authority, and especially is helpful when your grandma is right there with you and understands why you're standing up against the school system, because the school system is there to program you into a worker bee, not into a living human being, but to program you to be a slave. And so if you can find other options like homeschooling, that's far better. I know my neighbor homeschooled her children, and they are incredible and very involved in the community as adults now. So, yeah, that's good. I'm glad to hear that you're looking at those options for yourself, and I'm sure that your grandma will do her best to make it possible for you.
Hey, Naya. I have a website if your grandma will permit. It's called stumbleupon.com. You go on that website, and it'll basically list a bunch of stuff that you can. It has many different categories, like astrology, biology, anything cool that you want to learn, you go on this website, you set up an account, and you can learn whatever you want.
Mm.
All right, so you don't really need school. Everything you want to learn is on the internet. Just you got to ask your grandma first.
And actually, everything else you want to learn.
Oh wait, you can go.
No, go ahead.
So polite.
A bunch of things that they teach you at school is just stuff that they learned in the past and stuff that isn't true.
That's
At
true.
least she knows. At least she knows.
One of your best teachers is nature, sister. That's what I wanted to tell you, little sister. Spend as much time as you can outside in nature, and she is an incredible teacher about many, many things. And then if you have questions about what you're seeing in nature and feeling, then you can maybe do further research on the internet or go to the libraries or access it in whatever way you can. But nature is an incredible teacher. It's how the elders before us really understood life, was becoming in touch with nature. So
I could do that because I do like to go. I'd love to read and draw and stuff like that. So, but I love reading most. I think that reading the books is pretty cool.
Mm.
So I love reading.
Yeah.
Do you want to know where Velcro came from? Velcro came from you know those little burrs that stick to you? They have the little hooks on. Yeah, that's where Velcro came from. We took that from nature.
Mm.
Yeah, cool, huh?
Mm-hmm.
And I bet you could draw that little. I think it comes from. What did you call it, Adam? Adamus? Because there's another.
The burr bush.
It's like a
B-U-R-R. Yeah. It's like a little tiny ball with hooks on it.
A burr, yeah.
I don't know why they're. I have no idea why they were designed the way they were, but nature's a funny thing.
To scatter the seeds
far
and wide.
Oh, wow!
That's
see, I learned new things every day.
That's what I say. Nature has so much to teach us, and we don't really need to label things because sometimes the labels stop us from really seeing further into it. But knowing what is available to know about them is also handy, so that's where labels can be helpful. But if you like to read and draw, nature is an incredible thing to draw too. I mean, I used to love to draw flowers and trees and vines and all kinds of things from outside. And those beautiful bees, the bees are pretty beautiful too. Just remember that they...
Yeah, don't mess with their hive.
Yeah, the trick I discovered with bees is that they will only attack you. Well, if you go near their hive and you're not properly dressed, or they know where that hole is. But if you also don't wave your hands, if you sit comfortably with almost any insect, it won't harm you. It's when we start to swat at them that they can sense you. Yeah, they can sense who you are. Remember, they're beings too. And this is what we haven't been taught. Like in school, we're taught to use pesticides against anything that moved that we didn't like, basically. And yet, and still, those are living beings. So even a fly is a being, all these things. A tree is a living being. So they will interact with you if you open yourself up to it. We used to be able, as human beings, to have very good conversations with the plants and the trees and what we call the vertical people. So it helps. There's lots. I think you're going to have an exciting time following your passion, finding what really makes you happy. Because when you do what you love to do, life becomes beautiful.
Yeah. That's some good advice.
Okay, so me and Ollie have been through a lot with social services and stuff like that. So, but I helped my brother get through some things, and so has my grandma. And I've taught him to do things like to teach him how to ride a bike, because no one got the time to, or even like the kind of hearted to even actually teach him on how to ride a bike. So I taught him how to ride a bike with mine. So me and Ollie have been through a lot. So, but my brother.
Yeah, I was just agreeing with you. The two of you have, and that's why you're really shining examples of what the system has done, and how when a grandmother, grandfather, some family member can step up and protect you, how much you start to shine.
Mhm.
And you are
My
shining.
brother's going to be coming on in a second, so here he is.
Yay.
Yay.
Hi.
Hi, Ollie. How are you?
Great. I'm doing pretty well.
Yeah. Good. Sounds like you have more behind that. You want to say some more about that? Okay. Go for it.
Naya also taught me how to ride a bike, which she already told you.
Yeah. Are you enjoying riding a bike?
Yeah.
A lot faster than walking.
And then one day when it was not even snowy, Naya gave me her bike, and then all of a sudden she was like, her scooter, and then she was like, you can't ride that straight away, and then right as soon as I started riding it, I rode it perfectly. She was like, oh. But you mentioned something about like having the bike. Like you gave me a scooter, and then you said you can't ride it, and then right as soon as I started riding it, it's perfectly fine.
Surprise.
Yeah, it doesn't. Once you got it, it doesn't go away. That's the great thing. That's a skill that stays with you forever. So we'll have to imagine that you're going to. Well, we'll see what comes around for you, eh? Because now that you're, how are you feeling? Now you know how to ride a bike. Yeah.
Good.
And you're enjoying staying with Grandma.
Yep.
And with your sister.
Yep.
Yeah.
Feeling
Good
great.
being around people who actually love you, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. You're a brave boy. I envy you. You're a brave boy. I wish I was as brave as you.
Yeah.
And did your grandma want to come in and tell us more about what's going on? Because I think I understand that there may have been some visitors, or I'm not entirely sure. And
Hi.
Hi, sister.
Hi.
Hello.
How's it going?
Well, I think there's more to your story that we're being told, and I just want to make sure
Yeah.
you get a chance to tell it. Yeah.
Here, I'll let Ollie say his goodbyes here, and
Okay.
Thanks for helping my grandma with trying to get me.
We are so happy to do whatever we can.
It wasn't a choice.
So glad to hear you. You are bravest, most courageous two kids we know right now, and thanks for sharing your stories. You are awesome.
Okay. See ya.
Thank you.
Bye.
See ya.
See ya.
You can come back on whenever you want. Happy to talk to you.
Yeah. Wow.
Both of you. Thank you both of you.
Stepping away, going, okay. I'll be back. Yeah, there's a little more to that story with Naya. This happened yesterday. This is the mental health lady that I had a conversation with a few months ago, and wanting me to sign off on giving them authority to go in and, start picking at her. And, as soon as they found out she was social services kid, and into the school system was another one, the status card, another one. All these titles that have been put on top of her. So I wouldn't, I explained in great detail legal name fraud. I sat in an office with her for 2 hours. I respected her. I listened to her opinion, and I gave her mine. And it was left at that. And yesterday I go to pick Naya up from school, and I find out that she has come and taken her at a gym class. And it's a stupid conversation. There's nothing really relevant. And what she's doing is testing the waters. This is the first one. So she's seeing how it goes. And what she was doing is just asking her, how you doing? And Naya said, can I draw a picture for you? She's always offering to do some type of sketch or something. And sure. And she's like, things are going good. And I hear Ollie, since your brother's living with you, and just playing a little game with her, right? So that was all good and done. Naya said it was like just for a few minutes, and she went back to gym class. Well, I don't know if this one took place before this or after, but the grade 3-4 teacher, who I have no idea who she is, I've never spoken to her. I don't even know what she looks like. comes and takes Naya out of class and takes her into a room and tells her that she wants to know about who Ollie is. And Naya told her, well, I don't have to tell you that. And she told her, yes, you do. And give her a firm, she said she wasn't like mad at her, like yelling at her, but she gave her kind of a firm, yes, you do. And you're dealing with a little girl, and she's confined in a room with this woman. But what she's doing is she's got her cell phone out. I just found this out. Okay, she's got her cell phone out. She's asking her questions about Oliver, like, who is he? And Naya's like, that's my brother. He was, in social services. He's living with me now. I don't know the full extent of the conversation. It was for, I guess, 5-10 minutes, something like that. And Naya went back to her class. Oliver's not registered in that fucking school. And why this woman took Naya and bullied her into giving personal, private info, like bullying a minor, to get personal info on another minor that's not registered in the school. There's no need, no reason for her to be even asking questions about Oliver. And so I was fucking fuming. And I thought, man, I'm going to stop at the school, because I just went to pick the kids up, or, pick Naya up from school, go to the store and walk back. I said, you guys wait here, because there's like 3 or 4 cars still in the parking lot. So I walked over, and the door was locked, and I couldn't get in. And I thought right there, okay, well, creation's keeping me safe, because I don't know how I would have reacted when I went in there, and I probably would have been, I wasn't ready. I hadn't had time to stand back and take a few breaths and realize, think about what actually took place here. So I went, okay, I'll just go home. And I went home, and I had the card from this mental health lady. So I called her, and I said, hi, how you doing? And she's good. She goes, how are you doing? I said, great, up to about, 10, 15 minutes ago. She goes, oh, what's that? And I said, well, Naya told me you took her out of class today. And she goes, yeah, just, we were just having a regular conversation and, and stuff like that. There was no big deal about it. And I go, okay, well, I have lots of conversations. I said, I talk to people all the time. I talk to them at the store. I talk to them on the street. I don't pull a pen and paper out and take notes. Well, what are you doing? And I said, I never gave you any authority to have any contact with that little girl at all. And I said, you and I sat in a room for hours, 2 hours, and I said, I respected you to listen to your side of the conversation, what you had to say, and I thought you respected mine. She goes, oh, I do. And I go, no. I said, and it's beyond. You don't respect Naya. Because Naya, she didn't feel that she had, because she's telling me that, well, Naya could have said no. Well, really, I did you tell her that? When you took her out, did you say, Naya, you don't have to come with me? Yeah, it's kind of a choice, but I kind of like to chit-chat. No, she didn't tell her that. So, I explained to her in again, what she was doing, what she was taking part in, and again, about the legal name fraud. I actually started to play one of the recordings for her, and she went, Rachel, that's enough. I don't want to hear anymore. So she wouldn't listen to any more of that. And I told her I do not want her anywhere around Naya. I said, you had absolutely no right to take that little girl out of the room. What are you up to, and who authorized you to do that? And she wouldn't answer. And I said, so you just randomly just went, and she goes, well, I talked to all kinds of kids. Why didn't you just go in? Oh, I forgot to tell you this, Manuel. I said, why didn't you just go into the gym and talk to them all?
Yeah.
Why did you pull Naya out and
Rob,
take her in there and privately have this conversation with her?
Hey, Rob,
so
future reference. Find out, and when you ask these people upon what authority, you need to ask them pointedly, what attorney put you up to this?
Yeah.
What attorney put you up to this? And by the way, why did you pull your phone out? What you indicated she pulled a cell phone out. What was that all about?
She was, Naya did. I go, well, what was she doing? Was she texting? Because when Naya said she was taking notes, because both of them did. Only Maureen or Noreen, the mental health lady, she wrote them down. And this other woman, I thought she wrote them down, but Naya said she had her phone, and she was pushing into her phone, and I'm like, is she texting? And she said, I don't know, because the phone is
she may
right?
have been recording. She may have been recording, or she may have dialed into an attorney that was listening in. These people don't fart without an attorney's authority.
Yep. Yep.
They are slaves to these bastard attorneys. That's what they do. They don't think. They're drones. They're order takers. Everything goes back to Rome, to a priest, to an attorney.
I love this so much.
That's what you got to ask these people. I need the calling of the attorney that you are operating under. You are answering to a master. I need to know what that master's calling is. It's a bar attorney. I need to know who they are.
Yeah, they don't like hearing that shit though. I've spoken to people like to lawyers and shit. I've called in to lawyers' offices and like they don't like being belittled. It's really funny. Like they're so tiny and so small and they don't realize it.
Well, that's right. Well, listen up, people. This is about competency. These social workers are incompetent fools, and they answer to competent masters in the legal realm, and those are bar priests. They're very competent and legal.
Yeah. That's all.
But outside of legal, they got nothing. They have no power whatsoever. And that's why it's incredibly important to never identify with any legal thing, to never agree with any legal thing.
She never went back. I didn't send her to school today. And for the first time, I get a call from the school. Where's Naya? Well, I had a little bit of a situation yesterday, and I explained it to the secretary, all of it, what happened. And I said, you need to get somebody to explain this to me, what took place here, and Naya will not be coming back. I said, something disgusting is going on there, and it's behind Naya's back and my back. And you start getting a profile together on my grandchildren, and it's going to stop. So Naya is not going back until, you know.
Yeah. Good. Very good.
Yeah, well, why send her back? You don't have to. You're not owned or governed by them. You don't have to follow any of their rules. She doesn't want to go.
Not.
So
that's what I'm saying. Teach them yourself.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Teach them yourself.
So it's just like something's up with them. Only it's gone into the school system, because I haven't heard from Angela since the last text she sent me that was early last week. So I haven't heard a thing from anybody. The social worker / child advocate, haven't heard from him. Haven't heard from anybody. So I can't have her at the school. She can't go back there. She's not safe.
What if they're going to bully her? That's for sure, because that's straight up bullying. That is straight up bullying what they were doing to her.
Oh, wow. Exactly. Like that was absolutely like Oliver's not registered in the school. So what the hell's up with this? What's going on?
Okay,
and using a minor to do it, like, and the bully tactics, like Naya should have been able to just, like, when she said no, I don't. When she told her, I'd like you to tell me some information about Oliver, like with kind of his story type thing, and I think they're trying to hear it out of a child's mouth to use it.
I know you wanted to jump in here, Cyril.
Yeah, you guys. Okay,